And welcome back to another episode of the Movie Hoppers. And today we saw the because these episodes aren't connected. Emmy is doing this episode too. Yay!
Woo!
Special
What's up?
guest. Yep, there she is. And we saw the new critically acclaimed musical Cats. Woo! Yes. So you probably heard about this one. It's the one with the really bad CG. And just a disclaimer, we saw version 1.1. They updated the movie for some reason. So yeah, we saw the updated version, so keep that in mind. Um but I guess since I went first last time, you can go first this time. What did you think of Cats?
Oh, where do I begin? So I'm gonna say something. It's gonna be a little bit polarizing, but I did not necessarily hate the CG
Ooh.
as much until I saw the movie. Like I I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, I'm not completely freaked out by this as much as everyone else is. It's weird, but like everyone else was like freaking out and being like, this is terrifying. And I'm like, I don't think it's that terrifying. I just think it's like they're trying. If that, like, honestly, I thought the Sonic version one was worse in
Yeah.
terms of design. And I
Yeah.
mean that. Um, but in terms of Cats being a movie, I just have to say, I will never get those 2 hours of my life back.
Oh yeah.
um, I could have been doing so much more with my time. And I'm glad that I got to experience that with you, Joe. I'm glad that we suffered together because I I wouldn't call myself like Joe's a professional movie critic. I mean, at
Oh
least
yeah.
in my eyes, not professional, but like you see like so many you see like 10 movies like a week. Like
Yeah.
you are dedicated to this. I just have an artistic perspective because I write a lot. I write for the school newspaper, and I'm the junior editor in chief of our literary magazine. So I kind of give it like a writer's lens. Like I look through everything through a writer's lens, and
Mhm.
all I was thinking is like, who wrote this? Here's the thing. Before I saw Cats, because Cats is a critically acclaimed musical,
Yeah.
it's been its most famous song, Memory, has been sung at Tony Award after Tony Award, and it's been critically acclaimed because of its costumes and I don't and music, I guess. Because if I have to say one nice thing about this movie, the music wasn't terrible. Would you agree with that, Joe?
I was bored by the music, but I didn't laugh at the music.
Okay.
So there you go. That's my compliment.
Great, great. I did not think the music was absolutely atrocious. I mean, there were definitely some, like Rebel Wilson's song, absolute
Oh,
garbage. I
obviously,
just
yeah.
have to get that out there. No offense to Rebel Wilson as a person, but I think she's just a talentless loser. Like, I, ever since my freaking Pitch Perfect days, why is she an actress? Like, why? I think half the kids in our school would be a better actor than her. Like, this is, she's just so bad. And also, how dare they humiliate James Corden like that? Because James Corden comes into every single movie. He's been cast in some pretty bad movies. You know, when I saw the Emoji Movie, all I could think was James Corden did his best. You know, like he tries his absolute best to save every movie, but there was no saving this. And there was nothing that anyone could do. Like James Corden was just utterly humiliated. They played him off as some, you know, fat loser, and it's like that's not what James Corden is. Like he's funny not because of his weight, like unlike Rebel Wilson, who her entire shtick is I'm fat, laugh at me, and she thinks she's being progressive when no, you're making people laugh at you because you're fat. And guess what? Being fat isn't funny. It's just not. And I'm just upset because I love James Corden. I think he's a funny guy. And you play his humor off as nothing, and you're just like, ha ha, he's fat. No, it's not funny. Not funny, didn't laugh. That is all I gotta say about my opening statement. But there's so much more to say. But I'm gonna let you talk now, Joe, before I get out of hand.
Yeah, I think my main problem with the movie, even outside of the CG, just even if the CG was fabulous and amazing, this movie was just boring. I was bored. There was just this movie had no plot. It was just song after song after song, and I know musicals. There are a lot of songs, but this movie, it didn't take a break. It never took a break to catch its breath. It was like a concert, except the plot was like a cat. Like there was these cats, and they want to ascend to a new life, or something like that. And like that's the base of like that plot. That's not a plot. There's nothing there. That story has been done a million times, except
you don't explain it at all.
Yeah, like there's no depth to it. Like that.
What does a new life mean when almost said a spoiler, when they float in the sky or whatever? Like, huh? What?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Where are they going? Will they come back? It's like, what?
The plot is just so thin, and the characters, there's so many characters, and the only time they have is their one song, and then that character's gone, except for like 2 characters. But that doesn't matter because the main character doesn't have character. She just doesn't talk. She doesn't do anything. I was so confused why she was chosen to be the main. She doesn't even have like. She all the characters have songs about their their traits. This character doesn't have any traits. She had nothing. Yet she was the main character for some reason, and it was just so many, just so stupid. It was so dumb, and I was just bored. I did not care about anything that was happening, and like I said, to me the music was bland, and the CG was just as bad as everyone said it was, and worse. Literally, the audience. I've been to so many movies. I've never seen an audience react so like against what the movie was going for. The audience was laughing so hard at the most inappropriate moments because it was just so ridiculous. And towards the end, people were just started saying things, like making comments, like it was some kind of Rocky Horror Picture Show screening. Cause it was just that bad and stupid. People were like, "What does this mean?" They said that out loud.
Yeah,
I've never had that before. It's so not well put together. It's just, it sucked. It sucked. I didn't like it at all.
Yep. There's really like nothing else to say. But can we get into the spoiler talk so we can like flesh out this? What was kind of a plot? Actually, no. Let's talk about this now, can we?
Okay, spoiler talk. It doesn't even matter. There's no plot, so you might as well not stop watching.
So, here's the thing. Let's bring up a question as old as time. What the fuck is a jellicle cat?
Yeah.
What the fuck is a jellicle choice? What does... Here's a list of all the questions I have from cats. Okay, here we go. Are they in a human world? Because our main character gets thrown out in a bag and by a woman walking on heels, but then there's like milk bar and like what world does this take place in? Is it like some weird acid-induced alternate reality? I don't understand. So that's question one. Question two. What is a jellicle cat? They sing
Yeah.
a song about it, and I still don't know what it is. They're like, jellicle cats are black and white. I'm like, okay, that one's orange and that one's in the group. I don't like, huh? And she's not necessarily black or white, the main character. She's like gray. So what? And then you have the magician cat who's like black and white. Huh? And then, okay, who is the old cat? Why does she get to make the choice? Was she once a jellicle choice? Why does Jennifer Hudson come in, sing a song, and then she gets to float in the sky in some weird chandelier? Where does she go? Oh, here's another thing. How can some cats use fucking magic? How? What?
There were no
How
laws.
can the one brown cat with the weird ass green eyes make people disappear, but then the magician cat like tries his best, and then the old cat comes back, but we never see her like poof. She's just there. Like, that is the biggest ex machina. I don't know if y'all watch CinemaSins, but that is the biggest ex machina I've ever seen in my life. And it's so stupid. There's no explanation behind anything. And the songs, you could put those songs to any movie. Like, you could put Memory in another movie and it would make perfect sense. There are so many more scenes that I thought that song would just fit into, rather than like some sad homeless cat. Oh yeah, Jennifer Hudson's character. Why is she sad and homeless? The main character asks. No one knows. They're like, who is she? Who was she? Oh, I think she like went with the bad cat and now she's homeless. It's like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a mind fuck. I don't know what happened. I have so many questions. And one of the biggest reviews and biggest things that critics are saying is this movie sucks solely because of its weak source material. And I agree with that because honestly, I went into this movie thinking, okay, maybe after I see this, I'll understand the plot. Because if you ask anyone, no one can explain the plot of Cats. But you go in and then you come out feeling more confused about the plot than you did before.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is so concerned with introducing new things that it never actually explains the things that it already introduced. It's just like new thing after new thing after new thing after new thing. And like the source material is weak, sure, but why couldn't they just fix that? You didn't have to do a direct adaptation of the play. They could have, done some shifting around. And I heard, at least this is what my mom said, the real appeal of Cats the musical is the spectacle of the whole thing. But this movie, the cats, you can talk about the design all they want, but at least like fur is realistic. You could see the strands of hair that looked good, but all of the set pieces looked so fake. They looked so bad. It was like something out of like the mid 2000, like the early 2000s. All the set pieces were awful. The spectacle was awful. I mean, again, the technology behind the cats themselves was good, despite their bad design. But just the set pieces, they looked so cheap. And this movie just needed so much more time. It was rushed to meet this deadline, hence why they had to update it. But it was just so bad. The worst, in my opinion, the cockroaches. That was just not okay. That was really not okay.
You know what it reminded me of?
What?
Have you ever done one of those like Christmas cam things where you like put someone's picture
Oh my
and they
God,
make you
yes.
into like a dancing elf?
Yes.
That's exactly what it looked like.
Oh my God, you are so. Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. How could they do that? How could they? That's so unfinished.
They did it exactly how people line up to be in their computers every year. They copy and pasted a picture of someone's face and put it in a cockroach suit.
It's just
That's what they did.
this movie is just so unfinished, and the writing is so sloppy, and it's just incredible that somehow they spent $90 million on this. Just such a fucking mess.
And you know
Such
what I have to say? I feel so bad. The girl who played the main cat, the Victoria girl,
mm-hmm.
she's a new actress. In the trailer, they were like, introducing Francesca. I don't know her last name, but her first name's Francesca. That poor girl may never. She has been stamped with that for the rest of her career. I hope to God that somebody gives her a chance, because she didn't do bad, but under the circumstances, it's like, how could anyone save this movie?
Yeah.
Like, how could anyone?
And
you bring in pop star after pop star, Jason Derulo, Taylor Swift, Jennifer Hudson. There was nothing. And you know what? I thought that Jennifer Hudson's big solo may actually be really powerful. It wasn't. There's that one note that she hits, and that came out of nowhere, it seemed like.
It's just, this movie, it's such a mess.
Yeah, there's nothing good. Guys, don't go see it.
Yeah.
Like, take our word for it. There is so many things you could be doing with your time rather than seeing Cats, unless you are, like, completely fried and you want to, like, have a fun time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even think weed can dull the monstrosity out of this movie.
Actually, we probably saw, we got really lucky, because at least 90% of our audience were seeing it ironically. So, you know, the laughter and the comments, you know, they were appreciated by the audience. The only way I can recommend this movie is that if you can somehow guarantee that you can, like, yell at the screen and laugh at it without people getting pissed off and reporting you. You know, we just happened to get lucky. Everybody there kind of knew what they were getting into. So that's the way to see this movie, because it could definitely become one of those movies that's played at, like, midnight and people get pissed off at it and start, you know, criticizing it, because I knew some things I could have said. But it was, this could be a fun movie, but you need to make sure you have the right audience, and it's definitely not a self-aware movie. Not self-aware at all. And
at the very end, they make it all first person and try to, like, the very end of the movie squeezes the life out of you, because the old cat turns and, like, directly addresses the audience, and you're like,
God.
oh, we're doing this now.
Oh my, that was awful.
So bad.
And just that final emotional shot with the hot air balloon flying away.
Everyone's laughing their ass off.
So much laughter, more laughter than a comedy. Just an absolute disaster. And any joke in this movie that was laughed at, it was laughed at. You weren't laughing with the movie, you were laughing at the movie at all times. And it was the animation, like when cats were jumping through the air, it was just so floaty. It didn't feel real. It just awful movie.
And then there was, like, they're supposed to be cats, but they still have hands.
Yeah, that was just. And they talk about their paws, like, cross your paws. Like, no, you have fingers.
Oh God! And did you? I don't know if you picked up on this, Joe. When Taylor Swift came out, and she bared her claws, and literal claws, in a split second, sprouted out of her fingers and then retracted. And I was like, she's not Wolverine. Like, please stop.
Oh my God! And I didn't like how all the female cats kind of almost had breasts a bit. Like, they had, like, little, like, humps on their chest, and, like, some were bigger than the others. That was just, I thought that was awkward. It just
they were also, like, they had asses too.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
They were thick cats,
and
it was not okay.
Yeah, a lot of them. I remember the main character, the main bad guy. What's his name? It's like Idis something. Whatever. But I remember he was talking about how he was so mad that he didn't have a bulge in the movie. Like, they had to cut that out. Like, apparently he had a bulge originally and he didn't have it anymore. And you know, I'm glad that these cats don't have bulges, because they were already super sexual. I didn't like that.
The movie was oddly sexual, and it's a kids movie.
Yeah,
Like, ah!
just I'd rather just have a film with like actors in costumes. That would have been so much better. It wouldn't have been good, but it would have been better than this.
Yeah, I think that it would have toned down the laughter, definitely.
Yeah, maybe even just for a bit. So yeah, anything else we gotta say before we get into our number ratings?
I just want to issue another warning to our audience. Please do yourself a favor. Watch this video instead of going to see Cats. It's a better use of your time.
Yeah, just
Oh
don't
my God. I think that's going to be the last new movie I see of 2019. And oh boy,
go out with
isn't
a
that just
bang.
a summary of what 2019 was all about?
Yeah. So, I guess I'll slap my rating first. I'll give it a 2.5, because again the music wasn't laughably bad, and if you have the right audience, you could have a good time. So I don't know, maybe like pirate this or rent it when it comes out on DVD or something, and get a bunch of friends, get shit faced, and watch it that way. Cause that's the way to watch it. That's the way to watch it. But what do you think? What's your rating?
I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10 just because I agree the music was not terrible. Um, but there's a lack of plot, there's a lack of character development, there's so much unexplained, there's plot hole after plot hole.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it gets a solid 2. On
Yeah.
some days it may even be a 1, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's probably gonna be it for the rest of the week. So next week, fucking Spies in Disguise, Uncut Gems, and something else, A Hidden Life is coming out. So I'll probably end up reviewing that. So stay tuned. But thank you for coming on the show, Emmy.
You got it anytime.
Oh,
Guys, go subscribe to Joe at
oh hell
Movie
yeah.
Hoppers on YouTube. He does some cool stuff. I've never met a kid more dedicated to movies than Joe. So if
Yeah.
you're watching this for the first time, please subscribe.
Yeah, go on Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're on all of that cool shit. So, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.